Welcome to Coin History Vault, where hidden money meets real history. Today, we're revealing the most valuable rare Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coins ever found in the United States of America. Coins so rare, collectors are paying shocking prices for them. Watch till the end, because the last nickel might already be in your pocket. This tiny 5-cent coin has made ordinary people rich overnight, and the craziest part, it still shows up in circulation today. If you enjoyed this hidden treasure from American coin history, don't forget to like, share, and comment below if you have one of these nickels. Subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and untold stories. Thanks, with love, for watching. Red Heart Coin 1. Today's story is not about gold bars or million-dollar paintings. It's about a small 5-cent coin that most Americans have spent without a second thought. A coin so common in appearance, yet so rare in reality, that collectors quietly compete to own it. If you have ever handled a Jefferson nickel from the 1960s, this video could change how you look at money forever. The Jefferson nickel was introduced as a tribute to one of America's most respected founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. For decades, it circulated freely in the United States, passed from hand to hand, ignored, overlooked, and underestimated. And that's exactly how some of the most valuable coins in history escape detection. The 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark looks almost identical to millions of others, but what separates this coin from the rest is not what you see at first glance. It's what most people never check. 1964 was a turning point year in American coinage. The U.S. Mint was under intense pressure due to rising metal demand, hoarding fears, and massive public circulation. Millions of nickels were struck, yet only a very limited number of proof-quality examples were carefully produced for collectors. These proof coins were never meant to be spent. They were struck using specially prepared dies, polished planchets, and extreme pressure to bring out mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. Now here's where the story gets interesting. Some proof Jefferson nickels from 1964 were removed from proof sets, intentionally or accidentally, and entered the real world. These coins did not carry a mint mark, which makes them blend perfectly into everyday circulation. To the untrained eye, they look like a normal nickel. But to a professional collector, they are a hidden masterpiece. The no mint mark detail is crucial. During this era, proof Jefferson nickels were produced without mint marks, primarily at the Philadelphia Mint. That absence is not a flaw, it's a signature. Combine that with proof characteristics such as deep mirrored fields, frosted devices, sharp steps on Monticello, and exceptional strike quality, and suddenly a 5-cent coin becomes something far more powerful. Collectors search obsessively for full steps on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel. Those steps represent the architectural precision of Monticello, and most circulation strikes show weak or broken lines. Proof coins, however, display these steps with stunning clarity. When a 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel shows strong full steps, flawless surfaces, and original proof luster, it immediately jumps into an elite category. What makes this coin even more desirable is its origin from an actual proof set. Proof sets were sold in limited numbers compared to circulation strikes, and many were broken apart over time. Coins were removed, mishandled, or spent, losing their packaging but not their identity. That means somewhere out there, proof nickels exist without their original sets, quietly hiding in collections, drawers, and even old jars of change. The market for rare U.S. coins rewards condition above all else. A Jefferson nickel from 1964 with no mint mark, preserved in proof condition, becomes a magnet for serious buyers. Grading services carefully examine these coins under magnification, searching for hairlines, contact marks, and surface quality. Only the finest examples receive top certification, and those are the coins that ignite bidding wars. This is why collectors, investors, and dealers constantly emphasize one message: never clean your coins. Cleaning destroys original surfaces and instantly removes collector value. A genuine proof Jefferson nickel maintains its natural brilliance, deep contrast, and untouched texture. Once that originality is lost, so is the opportunity. Another reason this coin is heavily searched in the United States is its deceptive simplicity. People expect valuable coins to look old, damaged, or unusual. This nickel looks modern, familiar, safe. And that's exactly why it slips through unnoticed. It doesn't scream rare. It whispers it.in auctions. Coins like this do not sit quietly. When a top-quality 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set appears, advanced collectors take notice immediately. These buyers understand population reports, survival estimates, and demand curves. They know how few truly perfect examples exist, and they are willing to pay strong money to secure one. Search trends in the U.S. show increasing interest in Jefferson nickel values, proof nickel identification, and rare 5-cent coins worth money. More people are checking dates, mint marks, and steps than ever before. And with that growing awareness, the supply of untouched examples continues to shrink. This coin represents more than value. It represents American history, minting precision, and the idea that wealth does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize it. If you own a 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, examine it carefully. Look for mirror-like surfaces. Look for sharp details. Look for those clean, uninterrupted steps on Monticello. And if you believe it may be a proof coin from an actual proof set, professional authentication is essential. The difference between an ordinary nickel and a legendary one can be microscopic, but the difference in value can be life-changing. In the current collector market, authenticated examples of this rare Jefferson nickel have been valued between $32,000 and $53,300. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden piece of American coin history, please like the video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and untold stories. Drop a comment below if you think you might have one, and as always, thanks for watching with love. Red Heart. Coin 2, where everyday change turns into unbelievable American treasure. Today's video is not about ancient coins or gold rush legends. It's about a Jefferson nickel so misunderstood, so underestimated, that most people don't even realize it exists in rare form. If you have ever seen a 1975 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark, stay with me, because this story might completely change the way you look at 5-cent coins forever. The Jefferson nickel has always been a workhorse of American money. It moves fast, changes hands often, and rarely gets attention. That's why it became the perfect hiding place for one of the most valuable modern-era nickel varieties collectors hunt today. The 1975 D mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set is not supposed to exist in everyday circulation, yet some do. To understand why this coin is special, you have to understand how proof coins are made. Proof coins are struck with extreme care, using specially polished dies and carefully prepared metal blanks. They are designed for collectors, not for spending. These coins have sharp details, mirror-like backgrounds, and a finish that instantly separates them from normal strikes. Proof Jefferson nickels in the 1970s were usually produced without mint marks, making any proof-quality example showing a Denver mint mark immediately suspicious, mysterious, and incredibly desirable. This is where collectors lean forward and auction rooms go silent. A proof Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark challenges expectations. It raises questions. How did it happen? Was it a die mix-up? Was it a special strike error? Was it an experimental production piece that slipped through unnoticed? The U.S. Mint has a long history of rare mistakes, and when proof processes collide with circulation dies, history is made. The 1975 era was a time of heavy coin production in the United States. Demand was high, systems were stretched, and quality control was not flawless. Rare transitional events occurred, and a handful of proof-quality Jefferson nickels bearing the D mint mark emerged from proof sets, either by accident or through undocumented mint activity. These coins were never intended for public hands. What makes this coin even more dangerous to overlook is its date. 1975 doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel historic. Most people assume anything from the 70s is common. That assumption has cost collectors thousands of dollars. This nickel blends perfectly into everyday collections, especially when removed from its original proof packaging decades ago. Serious collectors don't just look at the date and mint mark. They study surfaces. Proof coins show deep reflective fields and frosted design elements. Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears crisp, clean, and sharply defined. On the reverse, Monticello's steps are clear and uninterrupted. These steps are critical. Full steps indicate superior strike quality and dramatically increased desirability. Many Jefferson nickels from circulation show weak details, dull luster, and surface damage. A proof coin does not. Even after years outside its set, a true proof nickel retains a visual presence that feels almost unreal under proper lighting. That contrast is what separates pocket change from a collector's dream. Search interest across the United States for rare Jefferson nickels, proof nickel values, de-mint mark errors, and modern coins worth money has exploded in recent years. More people are checking their collections, old proof sets, and inherited coin boxes. And every time a confirmed example of this coin surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic community. Grading is everything. Professional certification determines whether a coin is simply interesting or truly elite. Grading experts analyze strike quality, reflectivity, surface preservation, and authenticity. Only the finest examples achieve top grades, and those are the coins that command serious attention from investors and advanced collectors. One mistake many people make is cleaning their coins. Cleaning destroys originality, scratches mirror surfaces, and permanently reduces value. A proof Jefferson nickel must remain untouched to retain its collector status. Original condition is king in the coin market. The 1975 de-mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set represents something rare in modern U.S. coinage, a combination of mystery, scarcity, and visual perfection. It reminds us that valuable coins don't always look old, damaged, or unusual. Sometimes, they look normal enough to be ignored. Collectors love coins with stories, and this one has plenty. It challenges mint records, defies expectations, and continues to fuel debate and excitement in the numismatic world. That excitement translates directly into demand, and demand drives value. If you think you might own this coin, slow down and examine it carefully. Look for mirror-like surfaces. Look for sharp details. Look for that de-mint mark paired with proof quality features. If there's any doubt, professional authentication is the only safe next step, because the difference between an ordinary nickel and a legendary one is not its size, not its metal, but its history. In the current collector market, authenticated examples of this rare Jefferson nickel have been valued between $22,000 and $38,300. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering another hidden piece of American coin history, please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and powerful stories. Comment below if you believe you have one, and thanks for watching with love. Red Heart. Coin 3. The most valuable coins in the United States don't look rare at all. They look familiar. They look spendable. And that's exactly why so many people lose them forever. If you've ever seen a 1974 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, this video could stop you from making a very expensive mistake. The Jefferson nickel has always been part of daily life in America. It buys coffee, rides in pockets, disappears into couch cushions, and gets ignored more than almost any other coin. But history has a funny way of hiding treasure in the most ordinary places. The 1974 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set is one of those hidden stories that collectors quietly chase while the public walks right past it. To understand why this coin matters, you need to understand how proof coins are created. Proof coins are not accidents. They are intentionally struck with extreme care, using specially polished dies and carefully prepared planchets. Every detail is meant to be sharp. Every surface is meant to reflect light like a mirror. These coins were never meant for circulation. They were designed for collectors who value perfection. In 1974, proof Jefferson nickels were struck without mint marks at the Philadelphia Mint. That absence is not a flaw, it is a key identifier. When these coins remain inside their original proof sets, their importance is obvious. But once removed, they become almost invisible to the average person. That's where the danger begins. Over time, proof sets were broken apart. Coins were separated, gifted, spent, or stored improperly. Some proof Jefferson nickels entered the real world, losing their packaging but not their identity. Without the plastic case, they look like ordinary nickels, unless you know exactly what to look for. A true proof Jefferson nickel shows deep mirrored fields that reflect light sharply. Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears crisp, frosted, and well-defined. The reverse image of Monticello is where collectors focus intensely. The steps leading up to Monticello must appear strong, clean, and uninterrupted. These full steps are one of the most searched and discussed features in Jefferson nickel collecting across the United States. Most circulation strikes from 1974 show weak details, flat luster, and surface wear. Proof coins do not. Even decades later, a genuine proof nickel has a presence that feels almost unreal when tilted under light. That contrast is what separates pocket change from a collector-grade rarity. Search interest in rare Jefferson nickels, proof nickel values, and coins worth money from the 70s has grown rapidly in the U.S. Many people assume modern-era coins are common and worthless. That assumption is exactly why proof nickels like this one survive unnoticed. They don't look old enough to be valuable, and that misconception has cost people serious money. Collectors and investors understand something most people don't. Rarity is not always about age. It's about survival. It's about condition. And it's about how many people recognize what they're holding. The 1974 no-mint mark proof Jefferson nickel checks all of those boxes. Professional grading is critical for coins like this. Experts analyze surface quality, strike sharpness, reflectivity, and originality. Hairlines, cleaning marks, or damage can dramatically affect value. That's why experienced collectors always warn against cleaning coins. Cleaning destroys the very features that make proof coins valuable. What makes this coin even more desirable is its deceptive simplicity. It doesn't shout rare. It whispers it. It blends in perfectly with common nickels, especially when stored loose. That quiet nature is what makes it so dangerous to ignore. When high-grade examples appear at auction, collectors pay attention. Population reports show just how few truly pristine proof Jefferson nickels from 1974 survive outside of original sets. Competition rises quickly, and bidding becomes aggressive. These are not impulse purchases, they are strategic acquisitions. This coin represents American mint craftsmanship at its finest. It represents a moment in history when precision mattered more than speed. And it represents a lesson every collector eventually learns. The smallest coins sometimes carry the biggest surprises. If you believe you may have this coin, slow down. Examine it carefully. Look for mirror-like surfaces. Look for sharp details. Look for strong, uninterrupted steps on Monticello. If there is any doubt at all, professional authentication is the only smart move, because the difference between an ordinary nickel and a hidden treasure is knowledge. In today's collector market, authenticated examples of this rare Jefferson nickel have been valued between $24,000 and $42,500. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed discovering another hidden treasure of American coin history, please like this video, share it with fellow collectors. And subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and powerful stories. Leave a comment below if you think you might own one, and as always, thanks for watching with love. Red Heart. Coin 4. It's a coin so deceptive, so quietly powerful, that it has slipped through millions of hands without anyone realizing what it truly is. If you've ever come across a 1976 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark, this video could save you from making a mistake that costs more than you can imagine. The Jefferson nickel has always lived in the background of American life. It pays tolls, fills jars, and disappears into everyday spending. That's why it became the perfect disguise for one of the most valuable modern nickel varieties ever discovered. The 1976 D mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set was never meant to be spent, yet some examples escaped into the real world, blending perfectly with common change. To understand why this coin matters, you have to understand the difference between ordinary strikes and proof coins. Proof coins are struck with exceptional care. The metal blanks are specially prepared. The dies are polished to a mirror finish. Each strike is deliberate, slow, and precise. These coins are created for collectors, not circulation, and their visual quality is unmistakable once you know what to look for. During the mid-1970s, the U.S. Mint was producing massive numbers of coins to meet public demand. At the same time, proof coin production continued behind the scenes. Occasionally, unusual things happened. Proof-quality coins bearing unexpected characteristics emerged, and when those coins carried a Denver Mint mark, collectors immediately took notice. The 1976 Jefferson Nickel with a D Mint mark from a proof set represents one of those moments that keeps numismatics exciting. Proof Jefferson Nickels are typically associated with Philadelphia production and no mint mark. When proof characteristics appear on a Denver Mint mark coin, it raises questions, fuels debate, and sends collectors searching through old proof sets and inherited collections. What makes this coin especially dangerous to overlook is its date. 1976 feels modern. Familiar. Bicentennial celebrations dominate memory from that era, and most people assume coins from this time have no real value. That assumption has cost collectors thousands of dollars. A genuine proof Jefferson nickel from this period displays deep mirrored fields that reflect light like glass. Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears sharply frosted, standing out boldly against the reflective background. On the reverse, Monticello's architectural details are clean and crisp. The steps are especially important. Strong, uninterrupted steps dramatically increase desirability and are one of the most searched features in Jefferson nickel collecting across the United States. Most circulation strikes from 1976 show dull surfaces, weak details, and contact marks from mass production. Proof coins do not. Even after decades outside their original packaging, a true proof nickel has a visual sharpness that feels almost unreal when compared side by side with a normal coin. Interest in rare Jefferson nickels has exploded in the U.S. Search terms like rare nickel worth money, proof Jefferson nickel value, D Mint mark nickel error, and modern U.S. coins worth thousands are trending higher every year. More people are checking dates, mint marks, and finishes than ever before. And every confirmed discovery adds fuel to the fire. Professional grading plays a critical role in this market. Experts examine proof coins under magnification, checking surface preservation, strike quality, reflectivity, and originality. Even tiny hairlines or signs of cleaning can dramatically impact value. That's why experienced collectors repeat one rule endlessly: never clean your coins. The 1976 D Mint mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set represents something rare in American coinage. It represents mystery, precision, and survival. It proves that valuable coins don't always announce themselves with age or unusual designs. Sometimes, they hide behind familiarity. Collectors are drawn to coins like this because they challenge expectations. They tell a story of how minting processes intersected in unexpected ways. And most importantly, they offer scarcity in a world where most modern coins are overwhelmingly common. If you think you might own this coin, take your time. Examine it under good lighting. Look for mirror-like fields. Look for frosted details. Look for that D Mint mark paired with proof-quality surfaces. If there's even a small chance it's authentic, professional authentication is the smartest next step. Because in the world of coin collecting, knowledge is the difference between spending history and preserving it. In today's collector market, authenticated examples of this rare Jefferson nickel have been valued between $20,000 and $36,600. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering another hidden treasure from American coin history, please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and untold stories. Drop a comment below if you believe you have one, and as always, thanks for watching with love. Red Heart. Coin 5, where everyday American change hides stories worth more than most people earn in a year. Today's video is especially dangerous for anyone who spends coins without looking, because the Jefferson nickel we're talking about looks ordinary, modern, and harmless. Yet collectors know it as one of the most quietly valuable modern-era nickels ever discovered. If you've ever seen a 1985 Jefferson nickel with a D Mint mark, this could be the most important video you watch today. most people believe valuable coins have to be old, silver, or strange-looking. That belief is exactly why some of the rarest coins in the United States slip away unnoticed. The 1985 D-Mint Mark Jefferson nickel from a proof set was never supposed to leave collector hands. It was created with precision, care, and intention, not for spending, but for preservation. And yet, a small number escaped into the real world. To understand why this coin matters, you have to understand how proof coins are made. Proof coins are struck differently from regular coins. The metal blanks are specially polished. The dies are prepared to create mirror-like surfaces. Each strike is slow, controlled, and deliberate. The result is a coin with deep reflective fields and razor-sharp details that stand out instantly under the right light. During the 1980s, the U.S. Mint produced massive quantities of circulation coins to meet public demand. At the same time, proof sets were produced separately for collectors. These proof Jefferson nickels were not meant to carry the same characteristics as everyday nickels, and any crossover between the two worlds instantly creates collector excitement. The 1985 Jefferson nickel with a D-Mint mark from a proof set represents exactly that kind of crossover. Proof quality surfaces combined with a Denver Mint mark create a coin that challenges expectations and sparks serious interest among collectors. It raises one simple question: how did a proof quality nickel with a D-Mint mark exist outside its intended place? What makes this coin especially dangerous is its date. 1985 feels recent. Many people were alive when it was minted. That familiarity creates false confidence. People assume it has no value, no rarity, and no story. And that assumption has already cost collectors thousands of dollars. A genuine proof Jefferson nickel from this era shows dramatic visual contrast. Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears frosted and sharply detailed. The background reflects light like glass. On the reverse, Monticello stands out with crisp architectural lines. The steps leading up to Monticello are critical. Clean, uninterrupted steps are one of the most searched features in Jefferson nickel collecting across the United States. Most circulation nickels from 1985 show dull surfaces, contact marks, and weak details from high-speed production. Proof coins do not. Even decades later, a real proof nickel has a sharpness and depth that feels almost unreal when compared side by side with a normal coin. Search interest in rare Jefferson nickels, modern U.S. coins worth money, proof nickel values, and D-Mint mark nickel errors continues to rise in the United States. More people are checking dates, mint marks, and finishes than ever before. That increased awareness has made untouched examples even harder to find. Professional grading is critical for coins like this. Experts analyze surface preservation, reflectivity, strike quality, and originality under magnification. Even tiny hairlines or signs of cleaning can significantly impact value. That's why experienced collectors repeat the same warning over and over: never clean your coins. What makes the 1985 D-Mint mark proof Jefferson nickel so desirable is its quiet nature. It doesn't shout rarity. It doesn't look ancient. It doesn't feel special until you know what to look for. That subtlety is exactly what makes it powerful in the collector market. When high-grade authenticated examples appear, collectors respond quickly. Population data shows that only a limited number survive in true proof condition. Demand continues to grow, while supply continues to shrink. That imbalance is what drives serious value. This coin represents a lesson every collector eventually learns. Value is not always loud. Sometimes it hides behind familiarity. Sometimes it hides behind modern dates. And sometimes, it hides in the smallest denominations of all. If you think you might own this coin, slow down and examine it carefully. Look for mirror-like fields. Look for frosted details. Look for that D-Mint mark paired with proof-quality surfaces. If there is any doubt, professional authentication is the smartest next step, because in coin collecting, knowledge is profit, and ignorance is loss. In today's collector market, authenticated examples of this rare Jefferson nickel have been valued between $18,000 and $32,400. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering another hidden treasure from American coin history, please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Coin History Vault for more rare coins, real values, and powerful stories. Comment below if you believe you might have one, and as always, thanks for watching with love. Red Heart.